When we last left, our heroes had been trapped inside of a 1980 in a realm known as Shutter Space, where dark things creep at the edges and very real dangers befront you with automatic weapons and grenades. Under a plethora of gunfire and explosion, with new faces and storied past that you only get the tip of the ice. You find yourself pulling down chain link fence in the middle of a ball. Hence negotiations and piecing together of clues, and but a brief minute allows you to realize that beneath this mall, the peacekeepers had been up to something strange. A series of experiments, all based around the study and implementation of what they referred to as MK7, or Maiko's a artifact dredged up from the Coterie Code that they had many ideas of its application, but which they would not get to see the ends to, as the repercussions of their work spilled out into the mall with a fetid corruption, black ichor dripping from the ceilings and mold-like protrusions creating limbs that grasped out from the walls. No longer able to maintain your secure position, and with the enemy Vox forces routed by these monstrous entities, and a possessed Jack reanimated from his corpse nearby the fountain into something else, something monstrous, that went toe-to-toe with the abomination of Cat. As it wrestled up against him, you all ran across the hallway, and there was the sound of screeching tires as a garbage truck threw into the mall and right over not just the abomination, Cack as well. And thankfully, though, this monstrous reanimated angry Jack. Get in! Arthur had yelled. And as you piled into the vehicle, there's the sound of peeling rubber, quick U-turn as you went right back into the mall and over the corpse of Angry Jack, just for good measure. But as everybody fired off just a couple of last-ditch efforts, not quite certain that something like that could be felled so easily, you out into the streets, and Hanu pulled out her war, letting out a thunderous blast that shook the very foundations of that building until it toppled as a localized earth. One that, however, spread a bit further than you anticipated, as the streets caved behind you into the sewerways. Several of the buildings around start to collapse, and you peel away another street, going up this steep, icy ramp, the end of this heavy garbage truck spilling out several of these pieces of plastic wrapped garbage back, falling out onto this straight over as you find yourself on one of Parthvine's highways. The vehicle levels out. Willow makes a nervous laugh. He goes, well, looks like we made it in just the nick of time. Well, how about some music? Did you know that they've got quite a selection here. I went shopping, and it might make things a little easier. He nervously puts in a CD, and you all collapse back, tending to wounds. Some of you pulling out sets of armor. You can now discuss amongst yourselves. Nothing but the slight rumble of this truck across an icy highway.
Alright, Hannah pulls out her health, the med kit, and is looking around for Eliza to see where hers is. But then she yanks Zale aside for a moment.
Yeah, Hannah.
Okay. That was interesting, to say the least. I don't
What
really
part?
know what's going on with Zarman right now, but you need to be there for him. You don't need to say anything, okay? But you just need to be there and make sure he feels safe. Help him put on his armor. But first, patch him up. At least start with that. She gently shoves the med kit into your chest.
Do that.
Okay.
Just keep your eye behind us. Don't know if anybody will follow.
We'll have watch set up, but some of us, I need to help patch people up, but we can keep one eye out.
Alright.
Okay.
And he'll walk over with his armor.
She will stop you before, just sometimes having your presence there can say mountains, okay? Gives you a pat on the cheek.
Thank you. And you walk over.
And she's gonna stumble around, figure out where Eliza is. Where is she?
And so walk over the Zarman and kind of bend down. It's like, hey, need a little bit of help putting your armor on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Zerman's still shaking.
Doesn't say
Oh,
anything.
I
Just puts the hand kind of on your shoulder and kind of like takes kind of like a tweezer out from the med pack and kind of like pulls a little sharp out, but doesn't say anything. Just kind of tending you and then help you with your armor.
You'll see in the distance Hanu making the hugging motion, just afterwards. She signs to you.
So this little, this little smile, a little nod, and continues to work. But he's very, well, he's putting in armor. He's removing the pieces. Definitely like, he's very gentle. He's very slow. If he feels like you're uncomfortable with when he's doing something or touching a certain area, then he stops, and then goes on to something that you're more comfortable with, and he just doesn't say anything, but kind of just around, kind of letting you calm down.
Eliza's like leaning into Babette, and she's really, she just looks bummed out, man.
Yeah, I like to think that Babette has Eliza's head in her lap and is just stroking her hair.
But she's gonna like look at everyone and guys, I'm really sorry that I ran. I'm really ashamed, and I'm not used to working with other people. I've never been that afraid, so I ran, and I'm sorry.
Liza, don't even.
Well,
that was fucked up.
The most important thing is that you came back. But yes, points to Babette, which she said.
Well, I don't know what I would have done, like, if something had happened to you guys. I
wouldn't have taken it on yourself, because that was something that was completely out of your control. And don't start this again.
It could have been any of us.
You can't control everything.
Okay, yeah, that...
I can at least try. Thank
I
you.
would. The only thing I would just add is, you know, we all make mistakes. Best not to dwell on them. We can always do better. We're still alive, so we can make even more mistakes, but we can make things right too.
I mean, here's the one thing that the way I'm seeing it is you have a very strong mind. That is your greatest weapon, and this thing infiltrated it. It's doing that to all of us.
I've never been that scared, and it wasn't controllable.
The stronger the mind, the harder the fall.
Exactly. If you've
The more
never
we will,
felt fear like that before, you're going to try to do the first thing, which is be safe. You just zone in on yourself, and that's just a survival instinct.
Well, that's how I've always succeeded. Like, working alone in Port Valiant, I had to have my own back. So,
well, now you have the rest of us. We got your back.
You know,
Even if things are definitely beyond caliber. A lot of times it is, even for all of us. We'll
so
be right behind you.
if you're running, somebody's gonna be behind. And making sure that you're not running, but you're retreating in the opposite direction or advancing in that way. See. Also, she'll motion over to Fee. She's kind of holding her hand up for the health pack that you guys have. I'll make sure you guys get patched up before you're in pretty good condition, but everybody else is kind of struggling. So, could I please have you?
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
she hands that.
And then she'll...
And- Sorry.
No, continue.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say that Eliza was gonna look at Zarman too and just say thank you for coming to get me.
Honestly, I'm not sure what came over me there either.
Well, I appreciate it. I don't think I would have been able to come back on my own quite yet.
Summer nods and goes back to putting on armor.
Also,
And then as Zell's kind of like putting on armor, and he looks at Cat laying down. Buddy, you okay?
Yes, I am absolutely fine. Oh,
He kind of finishes up Zarman and kind of pats him on the shoulder real quick, and then walks over to Cat with the med pack.
I'm fine.
I mean, you got hit by a truck, Cac.
I have no idea what that is, but I'm fine.
Yeah, here. Take some of this. Just help with the pain. And yeah, then he just kind of starts working
yeah,
on you.
Honda will walk over to Fee and actually check to see how she's doing, because she is a civilian in a war zone right now.
Yep, make sure she's alright.
Fee is currently in the middle of trying to get Mr. Whiskers down off of a extremely tall pile of trash that's in the back of this place. He's just
Mr.
standing
Whiskers
up on
is
top of
here.
it. He's looking down with a very authoritarian kind of disapproving look, and she clambered up a couple of the trash cans, and she's just like, Mr. Whiskers, it's not safe up there. We don't know what's in this trash.
I think he's just making sure that we're all safe, because who knows what else is gonna come by, but also, I mean, if there's any rats, he's gonna go munch on them.
Her eyes go wide as she kind of thinks about the fact that there just might be an abundance of rats in here, and she looks around the trash and stuff, and then shakes her head and looks over at you guys and says, "So just another day of being an adventurer, right?"
Kind of. What?
Sort of.
That's what I have picked up so far, Fee.
Yep, this happens every day.
Actually, I do need some help. If you want, I can show you how to use this. Motions. She just jingles the med kit around. Many hands make light work.
I'd be happy to help.
Alrighty.
I mean, after all, you're doing really important stuff. And that means by helping you, I'm helping other people too.
That's true.
And at that point in time, Barney steps up from like where he'd been checking on the scientist, who is like really out of breath, a little bruised up, but overall looking, pretty all right. And Barney kind of straightens himself up in his blue security uniform and his vest, and he holsters his weapon for like the first time since he's seen you guys, and goes, "Woo-wee! I have to say that she's pretty much right about that. If you guys hadn't shown up, well, me and the doc here probably would have been toast."
I mean, you did a good job yourself, Barney.
Yeah, you held your own.
Well, I am an accredited peacekeeper after all, though to be fair, I haven't been out to the range in some time. I honestly should get more practice in, and maybe a few less donuts.
I don't know what donuts are, but they sound very healthy.
What are donuts? It's out like tilts his head.
Regular fried pastries, and honestly, the thing getting between me and any other relationship I've tried to get into. Well, that and the fact that I work for a government organization that I'm not allowed to talk about, and I'm certainly realizing why that is. I don't think that I really like working for these people anymore. In fact, it might be time for me to put in my 24-hour notice.
You know what? That sounds good. I also had a career change. Some time ago, a few months ago. It's liberating when you break away from obligations of... Yes, anyways, who here needs a little bit more assistance? I also need a few people to look out, keep watch as we're healing up, so we're gonna do rotations, alright? Who's up for rotations and who's up for sitting down and getting healed?
Well, if you don't mind me asking, exactly where is this garbage heap heading anyways?
Well, honestly, it wouldn't even matter what we tell you on this point. Might as well be truthful. We're heading to... Do you know Pridwin? The former
The
president
Cloba.
of-
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I've heard all about him.
We're heading to his manor. See, we're trying to get home. We're not from this dimension.
Well, that's Sector K clearance information right there. You must have some pretty high friends.
You can say that.
Well, it's going to be pretty difficult getting into Pridwin's place around this time, especially with the city on lockdown. The only ones they're going to allow in and out of there are high clearance peacekeepers, and those types of people require certain badges. I happen to have a pretty decent security clearance myself, but nothing that could get you into Pridwin's place, though it might be able to get you into the district so you're not fighting through an entire army.
That would
And I
be
mean,
extra.
once I know the general way the clearance badges look, I could potentially figure something out.
Not with these certain types of ones, unfortunately. You would need some pretty high-tech equipment to be able to forge one of these.
Shit.
And unfortunately, I didn't actually bring mine into work today. It's actually why I was late, and if I hadn't been late, I'd probably be dead like everybody else was, so I'm going to consider myself lucky in that regard. And I'd like to turn my fortune over to you. If we get back to my place, I can give you my security clearance card, and that can get you into the hospital ward. After that, getting into Pridwin's place is going to be up to you.
Alright, greatly appreciated.
And honestly, you've already done a lot, but actually a little bit here. Do you think we can stay in your apartment to rest a little bit? Kind of a little bit banged up.
I believe that's probably the least that I could do.
Thank you. Really.
She'll give him a gracious bow and go about wrapping some injuries up. First going to the people who've gotten knocked out. So she'll be going to Kelly and Maya first.
Mm-hmm.
Knocked out twice, see how their morale is being.
Kelly is laid out across a couple of trash bags, her arms just splayed wide. Maya is sitting cross-legged on a slightly taller clump of trash bags right next to her and meditating.
Looks around awkwardly to the trash and looks back to Maya. Do you need me to light some incense? It might help. This isn't really the most ideal places to meditate, but it's better than nothing.
Honestly, after all that smell of gunfire, I'm not certain I can smell much of anything. I could definitely use a hot shower if you happen to have one of those.
We might be able to get one soon, if we make it to, the doctor's place. I have a watery sphere, and I don't think that's going to be very comfortable for everybody. It's not really hot.
That's something that should probably be saved anyway.
Probably. I have some ideas for it, and she'll first light up some incense just in case, and then ask Cack to go to the really big, like the really intense trash. Just press the digitation to smell away.
Yep, sure. Whatever you need.
Small comforts make the day. You guys held out pretty well. Sorry that we couldn't get to you fast enough. We could discuss compensation and hazard pay later. I'm all ears.
Oh, you can be certain of that. I was not aware that we would be time traveling or fighting against aberrant creatures or having to worry about our sanity. These are all things that I am not personally afraid of, but I do believe that they should be negotiated into my contract.
Of course.
We'll definitely have some talks when we get back.
Yeah. Well,
And
okay.
after finish up Cat, Zell has the other one, so Zell walks over with at probably the same time, kind of like sits down by Kelly. It's like, and how you doing? Just resting? Are you awake? It's like, look at Kelly.
Oh, wait, Kelly? I think
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
Sorry, repeat what you said.
I actually was like, what? Sorry, me messing up. What does it hurt the most?
I have been questioning that.
Mm.
But don't you worry about me. I'll be perfectly fine. Just give me a while. Little shut eye, maybe.
I'm gonna
Well,
warn you.
take some of this, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
This will help with the pain.
She's
I don't
assisting
know what
you.
they are, but they work really well. So
It's mostly willow bark, actually. No, you use the other one. That one, you need to block the pain, not just relieve it.
No.
At least for now, until we get. And then she's kind of latched on to Kelly. All right, now I'm gonna be a barnacle for a bit. I'm not gonna get off until afterwards. Okay, Kelly, I'm just saying you up front.
And there's a moment that Zell he smiles a little bit and he kind of looks at you, Handu. He gives like that kind of knowing look. It's like that was a nice attempt, though.
What?
I give it a 5 out of 10. And he goes back to helping Kelly.
I'm not leaving, Kelly. Don't worry. I'll be your backpack.
Ooh, my back. Actually, that might be the thing that's hurting the worst.
No, well, set up.
Maybe the further deliberation might be necessary. Closes her eyes.
Well, I'm gonna say up front, guys, whoever wants a back massage later, just call me. I'll be right here in this corner. Points over to where she was sitting before. Or we can wait until we go to Barney's place. Looks over to Barney for confirmation. Is it okay if I call you that by that name?
Considering it was the name that my mother gave me, I don't see why not.
Some people have like titles and they get really possessive of their titles and they don't want you to call them by anything else. So thank you for the confirmation.
Aw, shucks, I think you might be thinking I'm more fancy than I actually am. I'm a glorified security guard.
No.
Just one that happens to have a pretty high security clearance.
I mean, that was still rough work. They thought that you were pretty high on your game.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. Rough on my weight, he says as he pats his belly.
Alright.
So Jill kind of chuckles at that, and he's like, "In any case, I'm actually feeling a lot better, so I'll just keep an eye out at the bank."
Okay. She'll,
So
after we're yelling people up, she will just tug Fee to sit down and look up to where Mr. Whiskers is.
She sits down.
Alright.
Mr. Whiskers looks astute and impressive. Mean scar across his eye, patches and everything.
I'm gonna probably draw a picture of him. It's very...
He's like a really old, dignified warrior.
I wonder... I wonder how many ancestors he has in his head, huh? Well, we made it through the first stretch of the journey, everybody. Have some respite. You were saying, Zio? Sorry.
No. It's just... No, if we weren't fighting aberrations and fighting out crazy terrorist people, as he's kind of looking at the back, this would actually be an actually pretty cool experience. All of this. I mean, despite
Okay.
I mean, this is just me.
Yes, I love sitting in garbage. It's my favorite.
It'd be sunny outside.
Yeah. That won't be something to say.
You know, this reminds me of that one time I was a stowaway on a ship, and I was like right next to a few crates that definitely were a little bit sour. Except I guess the whole cabin is filled with sour crates now. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
At least it doesn't like fish smell. Rotten fish, I don't know why. I just don't like the smell of it. Honestly.
I mean,
It's the one thing I don't like.
I'm gonna have to be dealing with this stuff. Everything, not just the rotten fish, but the aberrations and the mind games. I know that's on my horizon. I don't know. So at least it's a good taste. I know what's coming. As morbid as that sounds, won't be caught off guard. At least prepare for that.
I would just like to make sure you're all aware that this had nothing to do with me.
I mean, if they were distant cousins, maybe we can talk about it, like talk it out, Kak, but I don't think they're remotely related to you, so it's good on my end.
Just making sure you're all aware that had
Party for
not my
waking
fault.
up. Then Fee kind of pipes in and says, "Well, if we hadn't all been there for the slumber party for waking up Abe, then there would have only been some of us here. And then that means not everybody would have been able to help each other. So it all ended up working out in the end, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yep.
But no one's to blame you, Cac. And now thinking that. Honestly, it never crossed my mind until you brought it up, honestly. So, no. It's just, things happen to us. Especially us. So,
I mean, it's all about taking it in strides. You fall off that surfboard, you gotta get back on it. You learn how to catch the second wave.
exactly. So,
Indeed.
Alright,
well, rest up, guys. I'll keep lookout.
okay.
And while everyone's kind of talking, Babette occasionally throwing a comment over her shoulder has been just, calming Eliza down this whole time.
Yeah, Bill just like laying in your lap. She has no desire to move.
And you guys take a short rest and can roll for hit die and stuff.
Yeah, I think we did that at the end of last session.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It's just Cac.
Yeah.
It's just Cac needs to roll. That's why we didn't roll anything.
I did it.
Well, I
Yeah.
have to go to the most important role of that whole thing. But after a while, she catches her breath and finishes drawing out a picture of Mr. Whiskers. She's gonna ruffle Fee's hair. You help your own back there. You're a pretty good healer.
I honestly didn't have any idea what I was doing. I just really wanted everybody to be okay.
Yeah.
And I honestly didn't even realize that I could do stuff like that.
Well, when you're pushed to your limit, you reveal hidden talents, and this is just one of many, I assure you. But I can tell you a very, very secret, powerful healing spell that we do in the Coterie Coast if you want. You just have to imagine it. And then you have to focus on it as you sleep and just latch on to it. It's like when you're swimming underneath the waves and you just see the sun and the surface and you just have to swim towards it until you break it. Well, do you want to learn this extremely, extremely secret family secret?
Well, I've never been to the ocean, but I do happen to know a lot about dreaming, so I think that I could give that a shot.
Okay. Then I'll say, underneath her breath, the very specific somatic, verbal components of this spell to Fee, and be like, then you have to do this, making a hugging motion right afterwards. Go on, give me a hit.
What are you trying to teach her?
Cure wounds.
Okay.
Cure wounds.
Right?
Cure wounds with a hug. I was wondering. I was like, are you trying to teach her cure wounds with
Yes.
a hug?
Spell slots, unfortunately.
I know she can't do it because she doesn't have that spell prepared anyways. But she's like, no, just imagine it.
Cure the care heal.
Well, she doesn't have a max number of her spells that she could have prepared, so
Yeah.
I would, where she could learn things like this, have taught, just because it would be filling like the spaces that she's not using.
Oh, I know it's gonna be a short, long rest for that stuff. So this is just flavor at this point.
This is the beginning.
Really warm hug.
It's just, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, that's good enough. But it's like this, and then I'll give that 31. Actually, wait, how much was it? 31 base and then 38 Hanu hug. It has to be like this though. You have to put your heart into it.
Oh goodness gracious.
And then you have to reach out to other people too. She'll blindly reach out to the person next to her. Get in on this. It's a good one.
Honestly, I want to see your roll and see who it is.
Like, where's Eliza
Minus
relative
5.
to Hanu? Because Eliza's in this like state where she would probably like lean in.
Probably right next to each other.
I will.
That'd be
How
amazing.
about I just roll? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just roll a 1d5, I guess.
It's Abe.
Okay, 1d6. Good, good. Alright, here we go. Easy
1d6.
peasy now. Oh no, that's a 1d10. Nope. I'll get everybody.
Roll a 100 just to be safe.
One.
Oh, it'll be Cat, because you're the up front. Just.
Hey!
Yes.
Give you the hug.
And as
Nice.
as Babette is stroking Eliza's hair, she's just kind of gonna, lean in and just be like, "These guys are crazy, right? This isn't normal, right?"
Well, you're not wrong, but I like them.
I hate that I'm growing fond of them too. I'm supposed to be the weird one.
You are the weird one.
But they're giving me a run for my money.
Well, I think that we're all the weird ones, and we've ended up together annoyingly fatefully.
There's that. Why does this keep coming up, and why does it just seem more and more plausible?
I am just following the ride of life, man.
Sorry, my bad.
Well, turn it down a little bit. my
You
dear.
better turn that
Okay.
off immediately, Willem. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh,
Willow, do not make me climb this truck and get up there.
gosh. Then she's gonna wander over to where Zarman is in this group hug and be like, "Come on, get in on this. You're also a healer."
and as he pops out the CD that he bought of that song, because he happens to find it catchy, because Arthur ribs him in the ribs the second that song comes on. He pops it out, and you hear a brief silence coming from the front. The music that's kind of been ambient disappears, and then a few moments later, I popped it into. Okay, well, I can't use it because I just realized that I'm not actually in the voice channel. But he pops the
no.
song, and as the music starts playing, there's like a brief moment in that silence where you're that was intense.
Y'all good over there?
You good? Yeah.
You good? Did something blow up?
I think someone sneezed. I just love it.
Oh.
Guys, music killed both Eliza and Diego. It killed both Eliza and God.
You don't belong
There
here.
you go.
Okay,
Nice
Christ.
to meet
It doesn't
you.
matter because that's the montage moment, anyways, where everybody leans into each other for the music. And as it plays, I need everybody to give me perception checks.
I was terrified of hearing the word phrase.
With the same thing.
I thought you were gonna scare him. I need everything to roll
19.
initiative.
Swear to God, if somebody gets a 17 next. Okay.
Wow, fucking really. Oh.
Just kidding.
Fucking what? What are you gonna say? Huh? Yeah. That's what I
Just
thought.
Can't roll a 1.
I was just gonna say
Got
there's
a
people with roll.
20.
I got 19. Kids
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
Eliza. Roll your d4.
Oh.
Keck's distracted.
For now.
Just looking at Zarman's back.
23 for Eliza.
Okay. So, those of you that got 20 and above, you hear the sound of several screeching tires surrounding around one side of the vehicle. They're just out of sight. You don't see them at first. But as you hear the screeching sound, you look past the piles of trash on the back there, and you see as a couple of vehicles end up lining up around you.
Eliza makes the biggest sigh. She's like, fuck.
Kind of follows. Okay, I think they knew that I was giving this really good hug, but I'm not gonna give it to them. I'm gonna be selfish for once and say no.
They don't deserve it. It's
No,
fine.
no. Okay, let's get out. Ash.
Babette's gonna like heave a sigh, get up, kind of hide behind some trash, and pull out the crossbow and just get ready. She's gonna hide. Not sure if she's actually gonna have to shoot anybody, but
Right?
Yeah, Eliza's doing the same thing.
Eyes open, and she's gonna point out the directions of these hostiles to the NPCs.
potential hostiles.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Who knows?
for real.
Like these people who are interrupting this moment. Clearly,
Mhm.
they're hostile.
Well, let's just keep a low profile right now.
All right.
Can I roll stealth to hide?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna do that.
Nope.
Hey guys, I'm right here.
Guys! Guys!
Oh.
Guys!
Babette and Eliza trip over each other. Oh,
Yeah.
you were here?
Guys! Our rogues, guys!
That was brutal.
Oh,
It
Babette
really
does
was.
get advantage because of those boots, though.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
right.
So
yeah,
she
the
knocks
boots.
Eliza down.
No, you got a 12 up it. That's Eliza's 15.
Oh fuck.
It's alright. Abe's got this.
Eliza's just so like fucking traumatized
Shook.
and done and just tired that she thinks she's hiding, but she's not.
Abe
trying
will
her best.
get ready to start throwing trash.
Mhm. Yeah.
Why would you throw me?
Yeah, just in
Hush
case
you.
Zell would activate his thing, just in case.
Okay, if there's any like large water containers, just throw them over and I can try to freeze them.
And as you're thinking about that, I need everybody to roll me initiative.
Alright,
Neil-
everybody get advantage. So,
I'm not sure if y'all can do that off of without tokens, so you might just have to we'll just have to keep track of it.
We
is-
can, but
It's
We
just
won't
not
might
showing
have
up.
an encounter. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're just gonna keep track of it the old-fashioned way, guys.
Alright.
Alrighty, let's go.
okay.
Cat.
Initiative.
Do you have advantage?
I mean, we have advantage right now because
Oh, yeah.
Zell did pop days.
Mhm.
Oh, so Babette's 26.
Eliza's 28.
I was like, wow, and now one. Great.
No, I opted for that very reason.
Okay.
Okay, 9 and 7. Good. Alright.
John right behind me, 17, 16. Volvet with 26, Eliza with 28.
And you've got 1d20.
Everybody else is. I think this is the tired truck I'm getting with this. I can't pull out. I can't pull out
Alright.
measurements.
So you have 1d20 plus 10 for. So in situations like this, when you're like on vehicles and when you're doing, certain battles and stuff like that, all of the NPCs I treat the same way that I treat monsters of the same type, where they share an initiative. Their initiative is given a bonus based off of their relation to you as a group. If they are accustomed to adventuring with you, which means they've adventured with you recently, then you have expertise with their proficiency. It's their number of NPCs normally, and if they're accustomed, then it's double the number. So with this, it's the 5 of them plus 10 to double. So 25 for the NPC actions.
You can roll again if you want to, because it is a dex check.
No, they're separate.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Half of them are up near the front, away from your thing.
Yeah.
So, okay. So this will end up with top of the initiative, I believe, is Eliza 28.
Yeah.
All right. And then it's Babette at 26.
Yep.
Yep, Ace wrote it out in the chat and found her.
So 17. Yep. He's wrong. Oh, nice. Simon, you rolled pretty well too. You got 16.
You got this, big bro.
So, Eliza, a bunch of vehicles peel up behind you, and you can only really you hear multiple of them, but you see one of them line up right behind you. And right at the beginning, as all of this starts, all of a sudden, a string of machine gun fire comes as one of them leans out the back or out the side window, and one of them leans off the top of the vehicle, right? And as they're shooting at you guys, I need everybody to make me dexterity saving throws.
Everybody has advantage.
Yes.
25, 23, 16, 17, 21. Double 21.
Passing more dex check or dex saves than wisdom saves as usual.
Not so good.
Throughout this, Honey's kind of slowly made her way up to Zarm and is just putting a hand on her shoulder, but also being like, "Wow, Zarm, you got the moves."
Also, by the way, you rolled an ability check. Puppet, not dex save.
Shit.
It's fine.
You would have another +3 on that, actually.
Yeah.
So you'd have,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and people who are closer to Zarvin would have another +3. So
yeah.
Yeah. So I like 100% passed.
Mm-hmm.
Dexterity saving.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I see
16.
it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
16 plus 3 plus 3. So everybody's pretty much +6 as a combination.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Abe was the only one that got like a 13, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So who ends up as lower than a 50?
Just Abe.
Just Abe.
All right, so Old takes all of it. That's awesome.
Abe, no.
He got this. Thank you, boy.
Yeah, he's doing what he does best.
Yeah.
He takes 19 points of piercing damage. All right. And,
everybody else would take.
It's gunfire, so we don't take any. It's not grenades.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Gunfire. You know, if you pass, you take. So, all right, Eliza. As they open up fire, what are you doing?
Can I can only attack once, like I can only shoot.
You attack twice, because you're in my haste.
You have a haste action from Zale, because he hastes
Zale
AoE.
gives off Zale's aura makes everybody super fast, so.
Okay, I feel like I don't know. I think Eliza is probably, she's gonna shoot at whoever's driving first.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna
remember to
insightful? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there's a whole window between you and them, so it does give them a bonus to their AC. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
don't forget to do insightful fighting first.
Yeah.
before
Get
you
your
shoot.
sneak off.
So bonus action
it's
gives an insight check.
Okay.
So that's
12 versus their deception.
well, it's 8 because her thing is automatically 8 when she gets below 3, under 8. So
Yeah, she can't actually roll lower than a
17. Yeah.
So 17 is the lowest.
I was gonna say.
Yep. So yeah, 17 versus their. Oh yeah, they failed.
So if you shoot them now, you get your sneak attack off them, regardless of other conditions, as long as you don't have disadvantage.
Yep.
So I just shoot my
Yeah, go ahead and give me a vigilance attack.
13.
13, that does not hit.
sad.
Shoot again.
Yeah.
Yep, you have the haste
one
action
more.
shoot now.
Ah.
Ooh.
Oh,
No.
okay.
No hit. Yeah, you go, and your bolts embed into the glass of this window. A couple cracks spiderweb across it. They swerve just a little bit, but they right themselves off. And anything else on your turn? There's no room to really move for anything like this, so it's just aim,
Yeah, no.
fire. All right. At the end of your turn, the guy on the back leans down below the truck, and you see as he's gone out of view for just a moment, as he seemed to duck from cover from your crossbow bolts. But as the vehicle swerves back into place, you see as he rises up and steadies himself on the top with what appears to be some very long tubed object hoisted on his
God
shoulder.
God damn it.
Give me a second. I need to make an attack roll.
Oh
Is the rocket
no.
launcher?
That was an
Oh,
attack
I
roll.
want that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What is Abe's AC? It's 10, right? Just making sure. All right. Did you mean to hoist that armor on? No, like y'all. Yeah, did you do that over the thing? Put the pieces of armor on him, or did y'all use it for somebody else?
I
Remember
think
the-
we
Zarma
just
would have
put
taken off think set to put on his normal
Yeah.
set. So
I
Zarma
think
has
we-
his
I
point
think
now
we
on.
did.
I don't know where the other armor is.
well, no one was using that armor, so we had 2 armors. I think we were planning just to put on Abe, so he should have 18 right now.
Okay.
And if
well,
he's in the
And who
haze,
else
he has
had the
20.
armor again?
I thought that
Uh,
Babs.
Yeah, there's 5.
Yeah, there was 5
Yeah.
stuff, so you guys, well, that's up to you if you, if you guys wanted that, you can have
I
that
think we had
on.
determined that Babette and Eliza were
Yeah,
gonna
so
get-
it's just
Yeah,
us
that would still
3 and
leave 3
then,
left.
us 3 and then Abe has the final 2.
Oh, shall we actually put some on Abe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
all right. So he had the 18 plus the 2.
Yeah,
Because
because haze. Yeah,
Okay.
he's 20 right now.
The haze buffed him past
19.
past the hit. All right. So
Nice.
hasn't been so the haste buffs it past him, so he takes half damage.
You still get dex with that armor?
No,
No, it's just 18.
No.
it's just
it
18
works
flat.
like it works like plate mail, but it is light armor.
Okay.
So-
He takes 20 points of force damage, and he takes.
Alright.
Give me a second. It's got a slight burn afterwards. 15 points of 15 halved for fire damage. So 7 points.
To 29. 29.
Yeah, so all of a sudden you see this billowing of smoke come off them on the back of it, and this rocket-propelled object just flies in and crashes right into the Abe abomination, and it explodes across his body. Shrapnel and trash fly everywhere. You
Yeah,
have to, like,
and
close
before
your eyes
this
for a
turn,
moment. And
how far away would you say Zarman is from that guy who shot that?
Oh, fuck.
let's see. you would probably be in the middle, so 5, 10, 50, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Oh,
Uh,
never mind. 10 feet
um,
away.
Oh.
Uh, oh
I
god,
almost rebuked the violin for shooting a missile launcher. That would have been funny.
that would have been so.
Ten
Future
feet away. 10.
As yes. All right, and then it comes to Babette.
Okay. She was gonna go for the same thing that Eliza was going for, but now there's a guy with a rocket launcher. But if we can get the guy in the car, she's still gonna go. She's gonna kind of shift herself around and try and hide a little bit better as a bonus action.
Bonus action aim too now. Remember, rogues can do that.
Oh yeah.
Running
I
slash
forgot about-
aim. Just do
Yeah.
that for advantage
She
on the
ain't
attack roll.
moving, so I forgot that existed now. So she's gonna aim, and then she's gonna try and shoot out the boy driving.
And you got 2 shots with advantage too.
No, cutting aim only makes it to your
One?
next one. Has advantage.
Next one. Gotcha.
Okay, let's hope. Yeah.
20!
Nice.
20. Yeah.
That's why you aim.
Heck yeah.
It's
11 and then
And
Eight.
crit sneak also, so 8d6.
Oh my god.
20.
36
damage
damage.
total.
How much damage total?
36.
36.
All right, that'll do it. You see, as you, and all of a sudden, there's the cracking sound of glass, and then the whole vehicle swerves off to the side, and I need to roll something real quick. Ooh, nice. It swerves off to the side, and like you hear the sound of something into something, and then
Yeah.
there's the bright flames come off to the other end, and wow, okay, what a crit.
Oh, it knocked off both of them!
Oh my god.
One, 1 and 2.
All right,
And just as a free action, she's kind of gonna nudge Eliza. You loosened it for me.
Still have a haste action.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, I do.
But you do have 0 movement now because you aimed.
But would I be able to see the people in this vehicle now?
no, you would not.
Yeah. Okay.
This is at the end of your turn.
Alright, you could just take the dodge action, you know.
Or is that something that we? Is that?
Dodge
You
isn't
can't do that.
You can
with
hide.
it.
with
You
haste?
can hide.
Oh yeah. She's gonna then hide.
Yeah, you can hide then.
Okay. Roll me stealth.
like what I did, Eliza dives in the trash.
25. And it disappears in the
She
trash.
is the trash lord now.
All right.
I like to think that in doing that, she changed herself into a creature that kind of
Trash
blends in with the trash.
Oh, rubbish from Pokemon.
Mm.
All right. So another vehicle swerves in behind you guys, and you see already hoisted on the back of this thing another guy with a rocket launcher.
Guys, I really want one of those. Her eyes are wide and she looks excited.
Okay. Oh wait, it's All right.
The driver of the garbage trucks must be scared shitless.
This one also does not hit Abe's AC, so it's for half damage. For 25 force damage.
Is that halved or no?
That is half. Yes.
Okay.
And 9 fire damage. Okay. And that
How
Alright.
far away is that launcher?
same distance.
Sad.
Just
Alright.
out of reach.
And okay, that ends that action. So next up would be the NPCs. Okay. Pelly is going to give me a second. You see, as Kelly clambers up over the thing, it's like, well, I really was hoping to try one of these. I just didn't think it was going to be so soon. And she pulls the pin on one of the grenades and tosses it out the back. And you see it roll up underneath the undercarriage. And it's very reveal. It's just so dumb. As the vehicle tries to swerve away from it. Does not get it. Alright.
All damage for a grenade.
For right underneath, there's this brief little explosion for a moment, and you see as smoke starts to spill out from underneath it, and something scrapes, and a bunch of sparks start skidding out down the street behind it, like a trail of fireworks. And it's looking pretty rough. It's hardly keeping up and stuff. It actually falls a little behind. Second. It's gonna fall to that mark. Alright. And that will end Kelly. Maya is going to take a crack with her sniper rifle. Maya, I mean.
Does Kelly also want to shoot? Does she split up both with us?
No.
Because she does
Her
have her
gun,
ace action.
her gun isn't far
Oh, it's
range.
Okay.
It's a shotgun.
Gotcha.
She can switch the innovations on it, and it's currently not in a rifle mode. She'd have to take a short rest to change it again. She just changed it out from rifle mode, so. Alright.
Kills Maya.
That's a hit. Alright. Alright, 21 points of piercing damage. Alright, that'll do it. The driver swerves out, and you see as it hits up against the railing and spins out and comes to a stop of just smoke in your wake. Alright. With that, at the end of the... Oh, actually, wait a second. I gotta make Arthur fire off at the vehicle in front of him. Alright, Ron. He hoists his rifle right up onto the dashboard, and with like one hand up on it, the other one holding the steering wheel, he takes his teeth in like the bolt action and pulls it back, and it releases, and he fires, and that's a hit. And he aimed for the back left tire and hits that. 15 damage. That's literally the amount of damage it takes to pop it. And you see this thing swerve off to the side. I need to roll something real quick. That's not a good roll. As it bounces up between this, it crashes against the side of the vehicle, and you all feel it rock to the left and right. I need you all to give me dexterity saving throws.
Everybody has vents.
Yes.
And plus 13 years old.
Would we all be near enough to Zarman, or?
Yeah, still staying in the back with him. And with that, Zell should get everybody too. So. 18 for me. Why is it 26? I bet 24, 17, 17.
Alright, let's try this again.
Gosh.
Oh.
like-
Oh,
Come on.
okay.
Okay.
God.
Oh!
And
God.
Oh, good. Oh, no.
Pack 4,
Oh,
Abe 5.
No. That's a lot of failures.
Oh my god.
Oh,
shit,
they-
more people.
Oh no, the NPCs!
So, Fee, failed.
Oh boy, poor Ad.
So, alright. Give me a second. Just
Wait,
scrolling
Jack, you
real
made
quick.
an ability check.
So, Fee,
It's a
It's
Jack-
Fee, Cack, and Abe, you three fail. There's the sudden boom, boom, boom against the side of the vehicle. It swerves for a moment wildly, and as it almost tilts off to the side, some of you go tumbling off across it at awkward angles. And Cack, Fee, and Abe, you go tumbling right off the back edge of it. You are now holding on to the edge of the back of this vehicle and are feet literally dragging across the ground. As the vehicle drags from underneath you, you take. Let me look at the button to press. It is 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay, sure, to back up on board.
From Roadburn.
No.
All right. Okay.
Oh boy.
And you are now holding on. The vehicle you all watch careens back and comes to a grinding halt behind you. And then as you're like rounding over the top of a hill, you hear it blow up out of sight. And all right, there's a brief lull. Everything starts moving.
Pulling
I
up the
must-
other people
We're
we
trying
can.
to go. Okay.
Yeah.
who's
People
trying
up.
to pull them up?
Zarman would drive.
Okay, Zarman. There's 3 people that are holding out the back right now. So who's going for him?
I think it's Sale and Simon.
Means
Are we
Armin.
going
There's three
in and
people, so
into
need
it, or-
probably multiple people need to try to pull
Yeah.
in too.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's Sale, Zarman, then it's my turn anyway, so I'll help.
Mm.
Okay, so Zale and Zarman, and you are as well trying to help one of them, or are you trying to pull for one of the others?
I'm at the last of that initiative thing, so it's
We're
like
Brief
yeah,
lull and here for
Oh,
a
okay,
moment.
okay.
Yeah.
Roll
Uh,
initiative,
So
You blew up all the vehicles.
Focus on getting Fee up.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll get Fee. You help me with Fee. Zarman, you get Cack, and then we'll try to get Abe.
yeah, and of course, if other people can help, that's Zarman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that bet will help if it's just I don't know how effective she'll be.
Yeah, same with Eliza. She's not very strong. Oh yeah, Eliza will use the rope caster. Yeah.
So,
Can that help?
Yeah, use that on Abe actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna do it real for then.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
me.
You pull
yeah.
this
So I'll help
out
with
of
Cash.
like your lesser left side
15.
holster on your leg. You pull out this hand crossbow and it like unfurls and it attaches itself to this winding of rope inside of your sleeve.
Yeah.
And as you shoot it off, it hits towards Cack and it sprays out the frayed ends of the rope, which latch, or not around Cack, but around Abe.
Abe.
A abomination. And as it goes around his tentacle side, it ties itself in a knot on the other end of him, and you turn around, and when one quick motion, you shoot the other end of that rope caster at the back end of the garbage truck, and it latches onto it, and he is now being held tight as the rope pulls tight for a moment. He is not going anywhere.
Can I do that to whoever
It
else?
will only work for one of them at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. But I did roll a 15, and then Zarman rolled a
Zell
23.
rolled 15
And
for
as you're
the
doing
summer.
that for that big one, they pull the other two up almost like in the same motion. And on either side of this abomination, you see Fee getting pulled up on one side, and you see Cack being pulled up on the other. And the rope pulls tight, and the abomination is kept from flying off into the distance. And
They
with the rope,
try
it's-
and pull himself
it's just
up.
it's just a tug of war thing at that point. You can all, with it working and you guys having that rope, it's a non-contest now.
Yeah.
And you tug on the rope and pull him back into the back of it, and just as you do, you hear what sounds like really loud rave music coming up over the horizon.
Oh
I
boy.
swear to God, if it's Cal.
God damn it.
As we're pulling, successfully pulling Abe in, Hanu will look over excitedly to Eliza. Could you like try to see if you can hit those like things that hit the grenades, and then I can tell them to drop it, and then we can fish it in? Extremely excited.
She really wants a missile launcher.
Well,
Those are probably far as hell away from us, right?
No, those
The
are
bazookas.
yeah. In case somebody else comes in, I've never wanted a firearm until right now at this moment.
Huh.
okay. If the opportunity arises, but I think that priority should be not being shot by one of them.
I know, so we just take it away,
And
you know?
That is said, I need everybody to give me dexterity saving throws.
God damn it.
Advantage. Natural 20 for Eliza.
What?
Hey,
Priorities.
the bat.
Both the road.
I'll roll a sec.
Why are we always like one off from each other?
Because you have slightly better decks than I do.
Yeah, the only difference. Nice, Armin! 2021.
Why can't Zarman get wisdom?
Hush!
Hide!
Hush, you!
Don't
This
be
is
mean.
coming from the girl who takes psychic damage when she makes a wisdom save right now.
Yeah, right?
Is the only one who
Wisdom
made
is overrated.
15, I think.
Okay, but what?
Cat got a 15
The rope
with
cast?
plus 3.
It took all of
Yeah.
your rope
Oh, okay.
Right.
So
Jack is near Zarman, so he would get a +2 to the save.
off him.
So 15 for Cat.
like two.
Yeah.
And Abe got freaking 20, so I think everybody's above 15.
Okay.
All right. So, Kak got an 18 actually, probably because of the +3, right? No, you would have gotten a 15 because of a +3, right?
Yeah, because of it. Is
All right. Yeah. So you're fine actually. All right. Dope. Everybody made it. A smattering of gunfire goes across the outside of the vehicle, which is looking largely unfazed for most of this gunfire. And they've chosen to shoot their rocket launchers at the abomination, not the vehicle. So they're idiots. Anyways, you see the loud rave music, actually individually, each vehicle in sync with each other. Slow carriage, lights underneath it, neon blue coming in as these hot rod vehicles with these dragon decals come across the side, and a spraying of machine gun fire comes across the sides, through the windows, and mostly just burying itself in trash. And as it does, top of the initiative again, because it resets after each of them, is Eliza.
Oh,
Another vehicle pulls up behind you.
got you. Okay, I'm just gonna do the same thing. Try to.
Give me the insight.
Or she could aim and just get the advantage.
Well, if she wants to move,
Insight,
she
she.
would be inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
17.
then
17, yeah.
Give me just a second. No, it does not pass. So you've got your insight. Go ahead and give me 2 attacks.
18.
Oh yeah, give me the first one first. Just see.
Yeah, 18 to hit.
18 does not hit, unfortunately.
I'm at.
Yeah, buries itself
Okay.
into the field.
Oh,
Ooh.
double that one.
That one just like clips off the top of the vehicle and gets blown away by the wind.
Look, Eliza has been through a lot, guys. She's trying.
And all right, at the end of your turn. Okay, you see as the front portion of this vehicle actually, the license plate on it flops down, and you hear this whirring sound.
Oh god damn it!
A built-in machine gun in the car starts laying fire into the back of this vehicle. I need everybody to make me dexterity saving throws.
Oh boy.
The vehicle
James.
itself has to make it too, actually.
24. 27%.
The entire time, all I can imagine is like the cars moving.
Vehicle's taking damage. Alright.
1. 17. 15.
Okay, so who ended up with less than a 19?
Oh.
Ooh.
I think.
Cat.
Kek, Eliza,
Yeah.
and Zarman. That's
Okay.
it.
Kak, Eliza, and Zarman.
Abe actually made it with the plus 3.
Yeah. He needs it right now. He's been taking a real beating.
Mm.
Okay.
But he's now
Uh,
healed one
round. Yeah.
or one round.
Yep.
Not much, but it's still healing.
28
Good.
points of you take 28 points of piercing damage as very big bullets suddenly rip through you.
And Eliza takes half of that because of Rogue.
Yeah, so you take half of that.
What was
So you would take 14 points.
Because rogues.
Yeah, evasion.
And then that brings us to Babette.
She's gonna do the same thing as well. Is she still on that 25 stealth from last
Well,
thing?
we had a tug of war A, but probably not.
Oh, true.
Unless you just sat there because you aren't that strong.
No, I think. No, I think she helped Zarman.
Okay.
Yeah, so then you just do aim
Okay.
again.
Yeah, she's gonna aim and do the same thing. Go for the driver.
20?
Eh?
That'll do it.
Nice.
Yay!
8?
So yeah, I didn't get a crit this time.
Well, where would you say everybody is on the car right now? I mean,
It
on the
hits him
thing.
right in the shoulder. He reaches up with one hand off the wheel to be able to.
Yeah. And then an extra 12 damage because I got sneak on him.
And
20.
As he's like going to try and like reach, to hold the thing in, he ends up, swerving the vehicle off to the side and crashing it into the railing. All right.
And then with
Save real quick.
yeah, with the extra action, she's gonna hide again.
All right.
Oof.
Alright. And it heads off. Okay.
Right.
Okay. This one is gonna move in right here and it's going to try and clip this thing with a maneuver that is honestly not very smart to try against a vehicle. But
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Of course,
immediately
drunk.
spins off on his own.
like this DC for it to try to do this is just dumb. But you know what? On him for trying. Work
You
with
saw
what
it in
you-
a movie once.
Nope. Okay, now I need to roll for his. Okay, nice. And he instead fucks his own vehicle up. All right. Okay.
Who taught these people how to drive?
Movies.
Movies.
Yeah.
Here's the Fast and Furious.
For real. You're getting harassed by opportunistic gangsters right now, by the way. Like, these are nobodies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, like,
Dude,
why?
Yeah, and
Why?
There's
the
chaos in the street right now, so they're just prowling looking for,
This garbage
Yeah.
truck just looks so enticing.
But, like,
Just thugs.
basically the people who were in the back first, their last thoughts were, "Is that a fucking crossbow bolt?" And then they die.
Yeah.
It's like they saw like the damage from the other group ahead of them. They're like, oh, something must be in there.
Yeah. Something hype. Something.
Well, you're driving like you've got somewhere to be.
Exactly.
In the middle of a city that's currently on lockdown.
They want a piece of this trash. Let's get it.
Yeah, so nobody's buying that there's trash in here. They
Let's,
think that underneath the trash is probably like valuable.
Exactly, like stored weapons or some shit is great.
The
Let's
valuables is
start-
friendship. They can't have. So
Trash
fuck off.
Yeah, they can't be a part
Alright.
of this group hug.
An EVP round?
Yep, NPCs. The only one that can do anything is Arthur, because Willem is a coward and nobody else can see anything. So,
Yeah, because Willem is Willem.
yeah, Willem is currently trying to find an appropriate song for the moment, and Arthur is parading him to do something useful as he uses his teeth to cock back and reload the gun again, and he's gonna attempt to fire at the tire of the one in front of him again. Okay, come on, good old faithful Ron. What we got? That'll do it. But that is not enough damage to pop the tire. It gets a little freaking off the rim a bit, and the thing kind of skirts for a moment. But it's doing all right. And actually, it's closer though. Okay. And no, Arthur can see the other one through the passenger vehicle, so he's gonna take another. He's gonna like swing the rifle to the right side and almost like knock Willem out with it as he levels it out to the side of the passenger vehicle, like he's in the movie Terminator, and he's gonna fire off. Good old faithful Ron. Battle hits. And again, not enough damage to fuck the tire up, but enough to pull it back.
And now people can see that one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to. Oh, well, at the end of the NPC turn, this vehicle that was in the front is going to move to the side. And the guy's going to level an RPG.
Oh.
Oh no, Arthur.
And they got a nat 1.
Deflection? Misfire?
It would not be a misfire. These things
Aw,
these things have gotten past that point.
damn it!
They're no longer like cutting edge technology. This is old shit.
Oh, I wanted him to blow up his own car.
That would have been so good.
But I'm gonna roll something D4 to see where it does go. And all right, nice. Well, it's almost as entertaining. Instead, the guy slips off the back of the vehicle, and as he lands right on his ass in the carriage of it, he shoots it towards the back here, and it hits right dead on front.
Oh,
So
God.
into the cart and then we get blown up. Are those people on our side?
Yeah.
All right, and that one. All right, as its whole front end explodes in a plum of smoke, and it trails out sparks and smoke behind you. And now that brings us to Zale. You're up.
What's the look on his face? Like, what?
Yeah, you don't even see the other one.
Yeah, I know you see the other one. It's still an RPG. Whoever rocket propelled, whatever it was, hit the other one's like, huh? I don't even see the other one, so.
But you would have an inkling that there's something out there.
Oh
Unless
yeah,
you,
I know the
uh,
direction of the rocket.
go on top of the roof.
Why you tempt me like this?
Poke your head out.
Because I'm me.
Well, I mean, I really don't want him to. I'd like haste.
I mean, can I pop my head out just a little bit just to see it? At least
Yeah. Yeah. Give me a dexterity, an acrobatics check.
Acrobatic?
You do have advantage. 16.
16.
And yeah, it's fast, it's rocky. You feel like you might lose your step at just about any moment, go tumbling out the back. But as the wind whips past you in your hair and the cold wind bites at your cheeks and your nose, you see one vehicle right over here. It's about 60 feet away from you.
60? Okay. Oh, perfect. Do I see the tire that was shot, like damaged?
From there, it's hard to be able to tell. It didn't do enough damage to be able to leave a lasting mark on it.
Okay. Well, seeing that, and I can't get a good shot. I'm gonna aim for the tire again. But I'm just gonna magic missile it.
Go ahead, roll it.
Magic missile, it's not fireball.
He doesn't have the slot for it.
Yeah.
That'll cover the rest of the damage. Yep. A couple of quick arcane bolts fire out, and as they hone in on it, the tire pops, and you see as sparks cut out, and it drifts off behind you and disappears over one of the hills. You go underneath and into this underpass for a moment, and through this tunnel for a brief moment. Everything gets really, really dark, other than these flickery lights at intermissions casting an orange glow behind you. And we are briefly out of initiative, but it's still running if combat pops back up again.
So we'll then pop back. We'll pop back in.
Yeah, we'll try to position himself a little closer to the ledge so that way he can actually do the reaction.
Yeah, she's moving closer too, but she's like, okay, seriously, if I just command them to like throw it at us, you know, I'm just saying, we can have somebody catch it.
My God.
Yeah.
I do have a rope.
I was
So-
like, this is just me.
If
I mean, if we
opportunity
don't have it,
arises-
that's fine. But I mean, like, you know, it'd be really useful
So
if we got one.
We'll jump them off the top and come back in. Well, that was fun, actually. Huh.
Sometimes I hate you, Zale.
I love
Yeah.
you too.
When you say fun, Eliza glares. She's like,
She probably at the exact same time that Bet made that comment, Eliza is glaring.
yes. Like,
I mean, if I was able to go up there, I would. I don't know what you guys are like bagging on him for. I was just looking around very diligently, like, what's going on? I want to see. I want to know.
Well,
I do believe that they seem to be unorganized opportunists. It would seem that highway bandits exist in every area.
every time, yeah.
So,
Well, how much further until we arrive at our destination? And at this point, Barney pops in and goes, I would have helped, but I unfortunately went through all my ammunition during our last fight. Anyways, I was more worried about making sure the doctor didn't go tumbling out of the back here. But we're probably about 15 minutes away from where we need to be.
You're good, Barney. We can handle.
what are the streets actually? So then, do the people? Does Arthur know what streets we have to go to?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Yeah, like where exactly?
Has Barney been told Arthur that that's what we're?
Yeah, you all tapped on the back.
Okay, gotcha.
And there's like a kind of actual like connecting area between it and what seems to be like an in-between section between the front carriage and the back area. And you kind of like are able to shout through there. It's really windy and loud.
Yeah. She would have thaumaturgied that, so they would have heard it. Like that would have been like half an hour ago or something. Whenever.
While y'all were doing y'all's
short rest. Yeah.
Short rest, all of the discussions of where you were going.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
oh, is your neighborhood like heavily guarded?
Well, there's bound to be a little bit of a police presence, that's for certain, but nowhere near like the hospital ward.
Okay, so we might need to go on foot for a little bit because this is very suspicious, I would say.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea.
Would be a good
Maybe
start?
park a couple of blocks away and we could hoof it from there.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds really reasonable.
Yeah, street you got on top of your head?
Oh, well, we could probably go nearby Garden Lane. It's just a block or two away from Paladin Streetway.
Okay. Yeah, she'll just shuffle over to run over to the where we gave the orders before. She'll thaumaturgy that out and then run right back. Okay. So we got a drop-off point. We're gonna probably have a few friendly bandits along the way too. Just keep that guard up.
Yeah.
Babette's nestled into the garbage again and is trying to stay hidden in case more people show up.
I mean, and I'm just saying, if we do have the opportunity, just keep it out, okay? Yeah, she's kind of back up against the wall looking around on guard.
Eliza just holds up her rope caster, yep, got it.
Yeah. Okay.
And Babette kind of side-eyes Eliza and smiles.
She's like, I mean, it would help if we had one.
Definitely. It's just the childlike enthusiasm that's really getting to me.
I would imagine that you, of all people, would want a giant whatever.
Okay, yes, but they're... True, but not in this situation. Subtlety is sometimes key. I have aged well in terms of subtlety, if I need to.
I just said if the opportunity arises, I'll try.
See?
Oh yes.
Yeah, Eliza knows what's up. I haven't aged well, so I'm willing to get some explosives here.
So kind of was like, crouch you down, as a transfer cover. Just
Well, listen, it's like parallel to my personality, so it's meant to be.
I'm more of a fireworks girl than an explosions girl. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. To each their own.
Okay, guys. Let's take a brief 15 minutes, or less than 10 minutes for bathroom break. So I'm gonna figure out really and be right back.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
10 minutes we're driving to
Cool.
the
I should, yeah,
location.
exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah, I should probably go get some food. So I'm just gonna switch devices.
Yeah, I'll be back.
There were moments where I'm like,
You're
oh,
going through the mesmerizing tunnel of just like overhead orange light every couple of paces.
it's
dark,
that one motion
like-
in the road trip.
Yep, exactly. So as you guys drive through that dark hypnotic tunnel of intermittent orange lights and discuss amongst yourselves, lay back on the garbage heaps, we'll take our break.
Mhm.